So first of all, the reason we picked this song, it's a bit creepy. It's because the song is called Good Friday, from a band who I don't know if you keep forgetting the name of it. Sorry about that.
Ooh, who's I? Is EC3 trying to get involved in some Fight Factory stuff?
I think he's jealous that you're the top 0% or something like that. So,
but look, you know where I am, EC3. You want to bring the heat? Come on.
From a band called
Fire Extinguisher.
From a band called Then Comes Silence. Anyway, a song called Good Friday. We just thought it was appropriate for considering what they called their card. We only booked this on Good Friday because we thought people couldn't drink and wouldn't have anything else to do. And this was a class card and it's a real step up from Fight Factory, because certainly in their last few shows, don't get me wrong, they've always been the awesome shows, but they've stepped up a notch so much now. It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it was my first time going there as well. Obviously, you've told me about how good the previous shows have been. Really good crowd there as well.
Exactly.
Almost sold out too. There was a lot of full seats. I didn't see a lot of empty seats there either.
Indeed. So obviously the card was first hyped up by the new Fight Factory Pro Wrestling general manager Rick Nash, who hyped up the crowd before us. Like he sort of did like a Jim Smallman sort of thing, where he was going, so who's been here before? Who's never been here before? And here's Butch between us going, it's your round, it's your round. So like, because have you ever seen a Progress show? He always does that. Like he encourages things and stuff. He gave us a bit of a
you most notably didn't see me.
It's because I didn't raise. It's because you didn't raise your
somehow
hands.
Butch was sitting in between us. How did that happen?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Don't mean it in a bad way.
No, I don't mean.
No. But I just put my hands up. Like, yeah, I do a podcast. So like, oh yeah, well, we'll do so and so forth. So, but it was awesome. Shout out to like as well, like it seemed like everyone was more organised. What was the name of their MC again? The new MC, something O'Keefe.
Sean
or Shane O'Keefe, I think it was.
Yeah, I think it's Sean.
Yeah, I enjoyed him. Like, did a good job in that as well. So,
yep. Very well dressed as well.
As you would be.
Should be.
So we'll get on to the first match anyway. The match that OTT never had: Sammy D versus Be Cool.
I know, right?
A good back and forth match as well. Like, and they did talk. It seemed like they did hint a bit about what happened in OTT with the rivalry. There was very good heat generated from Sammy D, who was who at one stage was stomping away at Be Cool, asking him who's nasty. Like, which might sound like something else if it was if we didn't describe it, but the fact is, like, it was still a good back and forth match. They were still, like, I think all the memories were coming back as the match went on. And in the end, then it was Sammy who pinned Be Cool after a super kick counter after a crowd influenced springboard attempt by Be Cool. Yeah. Like, okay, should I go for it? Okay, jump, super kick, over.
Yeah.
So
really good opening match. They got the crowd going. They involved the crowd a lot too, which was good. So they could feel a part of the show, and it was a great way to keep it going after that.
Indeed, yeah. The next match was Clayton Long and Martin Steers take on the Enterprise, aka Luke Cullen and Liam Royal. This was a very good match.
I was so impressed by this match.
Martin Steers has only wrestled. This is only his third match.
Yeah.
And he has incredible composure. Like he seems so comfortable in there. He's very like he's like J Money in the sense that he's very confident and very, very sure of himself. And when you get these, he's much younger as well.
Yeah.
Don't know how old he is, but I imagine he'd be late teens, early 20s. But and he's almost a natural in there. And move for move, he was grand and everything. And he made up for, let's say. So, even from the first match he had with Phil, back in the Joes versus Bros match, like it seems like he's getting so much better already. So,
exactly, and once again, he's one of these guys that it's just scary how talented they are. You know?
Again, it's great how he's an example of how they've all stepped up big time for sure.
Yeah.
Like Clayton Long, big shout out to him. He is probably as technically for me, like when you consider how fast he moves and how gutsy he is for a lot of his movesets, but also how slick some of his work is as well. Like, so
he has a kickboxing background or something, doesn't he?
Oh, does he?
As far as I'm aware, I think he does. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Liam
Taekwondo, I think it could be actually.
Probably, yeah. Liam Royal, like shout out to him because he made the small guys look small because he showed freakish strength. He just picked everyone up effortlessly.
Liam
Royal
as the big guy is just fantastic. Love it. I remember that I think it was it could be maybe 2 years ago at this stage. I was recording a documentary and Liam was part of it.
Okay.
Was there too, and on the day they helped me go through a few wrestling moves, and I remember, and he was a pretty tall guy, and since then he's packed on so much like muscle mass, and he just fits the bill so perfectly.
And here's how he responded to it. Here's how he showed off his strength. At the time, me and Ali was beside me like for the first half of the show, and we were teasing their attire because we ended up creating a chant, "Sisters Pants."
Yeah,
he just picked him up and had a workout. Sisters Pants, Sisters Pants, Sisters Pants. That's
how you will interact with a crowd, and that's how it will work.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah. So he did very well for that. Lots of great high flying from everyone, and not just Long, but Steers and as well. Like made some good efforts with that. But in the end, it was Steers who picked up the win, pinning Cullen after his Rock Shandy driver for the win in the very entertaining match.
I do need to point out there was one thing, and it's mean and cruel to laugh, but I did.
What?
At one point, I think it was both Steers and Long went and did a suicide dive out to the two lads. A trailing leg caught one of the kids in the front row and gave him a little bang on the head.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Oh, is this one of the dives that went our right side, was it? Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah. And the kid was alright for a second, then he realised it hurt and kind of started crying. And
oh, no.
He was fine. So I didn't feel so bad, but I was kind of mean and I had a giggle at it. I was like, I'm sorry, but that's what happens when you sit at the front row. You might get a little whack in the head.
You have to move as fast as possible.
The man was laughing at it too, so it was fine.
But it was a great match anyway. LJ Cleary then, we didn't mention actually the Be Cool and Sammy D match. That was their first qualifying match for their grapple games that they're having.
Yeah.
The second match was between LJ Cleary and apparently my American doppelganger AXX.
American love child. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, but apparently he looks like me according to LJ. AXX, very entertaining match. LJ is as entertaining as always. Like he's very good at interacting with the crowd.
Yeah.
And it's a typical type of match where the foreigner picks up the heat, like, you know, so like he's saying, oh, you know, it's my first time in Ireland, but it's a crap hole and stuff like that. So
yeah.
In the end it was LJ who pinned AXX with a Kinshasa like knee. And
Shining Wizard.
It looked like a Kinshasa for the way he threw it, like the way he went about it. LJ then he went for the camera like afterwards saying he intends to regain because he's the former champion going into this, like so.
Exactly.
So
he's the longest reigning champion as well.
Oh, was he?
I think so.
Absolutely. So he has all the right intentions to go back now. One of the most entertaining matches of the whole show, another 5 Grapple Games qualifier, was the over-the-top rope battle royale.
Who doesn't love a battle royale?
No, let me see if I can get all the names right. This is for all 18
Good
entrants.
luck. I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to sip from my bottle of water. You go ahead.
Dmitry Krakovich, Cowboy Jim West, Ian Hellboy Holland, Shay Hurley, Jay Money, Adam Farrell, Jean Bernard, Raylan Sane, Connor Day, Leah the Rebel, Dylan Locke, Katie Harvey, Brad Lelas, but I heard he's down as Fabio or something like that. Devin West, Justin Daniels, Dom Tuck, Jason Staines, and Phil Boyd. There you go.
Well done.
Really, it was a crazy match. Like at one stage, I want to make shout out to particular wrestlers. Like Krakovich, I thought was awesome.
Yes.
Like especially because he has a gimmick now where he's the foreigner. He's basically the Khabib of Irish wrestling.
He actually looks a bit like Khabib as well.
And but what I loved about this match is when he was in the final 4, he did his like and he got a huge pop, and we're trying to encourage it. But he's actually a very sound wrestler as well. Like solid fundamentals there.
Yeah.
Cowboy Jim West, I love his gimmick as the cowboy.
Oh yes.
Doing the yeehaw when he's on top, and again he seems very technically sound as well, so awesome to check him out. I mean, I'd love to see more of Ian Hollands now, like going forward his gimmick, cause his gimmick. I'd love to see. There's a lot of things he could do with different people, such as J Money, for example.
Yeah.
And speaking of J Money, there's no man more over than him probably at Fight Factory in wrestling. Irish wrestling.
In Irish wrestling at the moment, is there anyone more over?
Let's see. There's Jordan.
Come on.
I don't know, actually.
Come on. Really?
Probably not.
Maybe, possibly the more than hype lads. LJ is really over at the moment.
Yeah.
And so are the other. So is Darren and Nathan.
But he's definitely up there, maybe.
Yeah.
Raylan Sane, who made her debut, she really surprised me. She had a promo video going into this show.
Yeah.
And
it was a good promo video, like.
Indeed, yeah. And she came in straight away, did a hurricane. I'm like, where did she come from? So it goes to show you how much more the female division now is developing now. So she is everything going for her there. Obviously, it's great to see Katie Harvey as well, like, you know, and she just came in and chops the hell out of everybody. Apparently, I heard she had this gimmick where she's trying to chop all the men or something like that.
Everybody did. I think one person didn't. I think it was who was it that didn't? I think it was Justin Daniels didn't. He was saying that I think he was the only one that escaped the chop from Katie.
Justin Daniels did very well, actually.
He did really well.
He's only 14 years old, you know that?
Don't say that stuff's just disgusting.
What's the term again? Disgustingly young.
Disgustingly
But
young.
what I'm really impressed about him in particular is that he interacts a bit with the crowd as well. He for a man of his age, he's very confident. He seems very confident in his abilities, so I think that's awesome to see. Who else? Obviously, Dom Tuck. We have to mention him.
Of course, Dom. Different entrance music, I think, as well. He had at OTT.
No, I think he had. Well, I think he has Notorious B.I.G. only for OTT, and then.
Oh, does he? Okay.
I don't think he had when he came out for the last show. He didn't actually have an entrance theme as such. I don't think.
That's true.
And then obviously Phil Boyd. You gotta love a bit. You gotta love this Mr. Small Package.
Mr. Small Package. Where you could get his merchandise at the merch table.
In the end, though, it was between Krakovic, Tuck, Jay Money, and Phil Boyd in the final four. It was Jay Money then who won the Battle Royale after last eliminating Boyd. And again, another terrific performance from. Again, he's probably one of the most over wrestlers of.
Yeah,
he's probably the most over wrestler that definitely one of the most over wrestlers in Ireland at the moment. I was going to say that night, but we haven't mentioned the main event yet.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll move on in the meantime. Another qualifier, Michael May against Scotty Davis. Legit 100 versus Legit 100. And probably, arguably, the two best pure wrestlers.
This was who... I can't remember who mentioned it, and I'm sorry for who did, and I can't give you the props, but they put on a wrestling clinic.
Exactly, because it's probably the two best pure young wrestlers in the country right now. When you actually talk about a proper... like pro wrestler, like in terms of technique and stuff like that, these two are the cream of the crop right now. Certainly have the young wrestlers right now. They're like, or the up and comers, or the guys who are maybe lower than 20. I'm not going to mention age anymore because it probably depresses the both of us, but at the same time,
a little bit, especially because I have my birthday coming up soon, so I don't need to know that stuff.
I'm turning 30 soon, so you're grand. Well, next year. But anyway, there's plenty of nice sequences. Awesome, crisp match. Like, it was really exciting, and in the end, so it was May who pinned Scotty after multiple roll-up attempts, locking that third one then, where you notice the difference in that third one, so where he locked in that leg and like, oh, I got you now. Yeah. And there was a good match. Both men showed respect afterwards. Brilliant match.
Of course,
awesome
they didn't
stuff.
Forget that they're teammates, so that's a good thing.
Indeed. Now, Valkyrie took on Debbie Cattell, which apparently was their first meeting for a show now, like as far as I'm aware anyway. Oh, yeah? Terrific match. Would love to see a rivalry between these two down the line in the future, because I think at the moment they're both faces. Yeah. Well, certainly in OTT it seems like they're both faces, but that could change, like depending on storyline. Like we'll get onto that when we talk about Defiance later on. Yeah. But awesome match. Valkyrie in the end though pins Debbie with an axe kick, or springboard axe kick I think it was, and then her trademark standing moonsault for the win. In the end, then Rick Nash announced that after the match that Valkyrie has also qualified for the Hunger Games, which makes now their upcoming show, which I think is happening in July. They announced details only this week. That'll be a fatal six-way for the Irish Junior Heavyweight Championship, which will now involve Sammy D, LJ Cleary, Michael May, Valkyrie, J Money, and of course defending champion Jordan Devlin. Yes. So
that'll be episode 6. I think August they were saying. Was it that's what they were planning?
I think so. Yeah, something like that. Should be awesome. And finally, the main event: Collar and Elbow versus More Than Hype versus the Soldiers of Fortune versus the Super Nintendo in a 3 stages to hell for the resurrected Irish tag team titles. Yep. This was, I can't even describe how good this match was in general, but especially like it's one of these matches like you're so emotionally invested in it, especially towards the end. Like it gripped everyone. Like obviously we have to give a shout out to the Soldiers of Fortune, Sean Lucas from the Netherlands and Andrei Ivanov from Russia. Like they're based in Netherlands. Great showing from them all. Very technically sound team. Yeah. It was Nintendo Bros who eliminated first after Lucas pinned CO Dre after a power bomb. And then the second fall was a table match. The first fall was straight wrestling, and it was the Soldiers of Fortune who were eliminated in the table match after Morton Hype powerbomb / top rope clotheslines Lucas through the table. And it was interesting because what I liked about that match is that they seemed like the table was not set properly, and then they were teasing it a lot as well, which made that match very interesting.
Yeah, the proper way to do a tables match where you have these so many near falls that you think they're going through now, but no.
But especially because the table was it was deliberately not set up properly. Mm-hmm. That's what made it more of a tease as well. But this is the part that grips everybody's hearts. I didn't even see this happen. I don't think anyone in the crowds did either. Like, I certainly didn't spot. I don't know about yourself. But in between falls, Justy hits Nathan Martin in the back with a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
To very dramatic scenes. To the point where half the roster, like, usually by main event time, like, and I've seen this from the last show, the entire locker room is in the sides checking out the main events. The locker room was empty. And when they saw him down, first I think it was Klong, and then Katie followed with the most worried look on her face, and then basically half the roster came around to check Nathan, and then you thought, oh my god.
Yeah, there was a
I think the ref exited as well.
Yeah, the ref threw up the X sign straight away. There was a moment when that was happening, and you can never tell whether if it's a work or whether if it's actually really going on. But I had a look at, and this was brilliant on the part of Justy and Dean, that they had these horrible shocked looks on their faces, if they are right, we really effed this up.
That's what I was thinking. The whole time I was thinking to myself, this has to be a work. There's no way.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying that because like everyone else could have thought it was real. I generally thought like, oh, they're doing this so well. They're getting half the roster together. Here's Nathan who's trying to reach again. He wants to get back. He's making all these noises.
Yeah.
But then you see, I saw Dean making like a very, oh no, what have we done face? And I'm thinking, wait a minute. And maybe, and I questioned it, son. I'm thinking, this is, I thought it was, I was convinced it was working until I saw his face.
Exactly. That's where.
Then I wasn't sure.
That's where it was sold for me, when I saw them, and they had the confused look as if, what's going on. And
here's Nathan, and God bless Nathan's family. It was at the back row, I think, of one of the sections, and the grandmother and his brother were in tears.
God
bless them.
His nanny was, and this is where I felt sorry for, or I feared for the well-being of Justy. Was she got up and she was going towards that ring, and she was going to confront someone, and then Lee eventually had to come out and calm her down.
Yeah. So that's when we knew. That's when we knew.
That's
when we knew for sure. Like, you know, like reassuring them or stuff like that. But like, at the same time, you could have thought to yourself, oh well, you're probably just, you know, reassuring. Oh no, listen. Like a bit of ice and stuff like that, but at the same time, like, and it's funny as well because I heard Low Blow's Rick's point of view of this when he went backstage, because he wasn't sure. He actually generally thought he was hurt. Yeah, he wasn't sure. Like, and then he had to go back and actually check, does anyone need an ambulance? And then just when all that part of the roster went, we got you. So and he couldn't come back out until he removed the smile off his face. So but here's where it got effective as well. Like then Martin came out crawling to the ring here, and
after Darren has taken a beating, by the way.
Yeah, Stone Cold's WrestleMania 17 beaten, or Rocket WrestleMania 17 beaten, like numerous steel chair shots. It was very similar to that as well. Yeah. But then Martin came out again, and this is where you'd think as well that like where you become emotionally invested, where he walks to the ring, and here's Katie demanding that she comes back, and he pushes her back, saying, "Get away from me! I'm finishing this match." That's when you become so emotional. I think
he had a heat pad strapped to his back as well, or
something like that.
Yeah.
But it was and the ending was just amazing. Like, it's one thing to like imagine to go to land on something with foam tacks, because imagine like the adrenaline will kick in. But here's Lego. The crowd reacted to it like, oh my god. Yeah. It was won in the end though when Darren and Nathan superplexed Justy onto the Lego, and then finishing Dean off with a double hook pile driver / super kick for the title.
Yeah, that finishing move was killer, by the way. I love it.
Yeah, and to a straight standing ovation. It was such a perfect ending, and it was such a perfect match. That for me is the best Irish match by far and away.
That's definitely up there, match of the year.
It is match of the year so far. Not even no. There's not a match close to that right now. And we've seen some awesome matches as well. Let's bear that in mind. So, and this tops it all because it's one of those matches that you just get emotionally involved.
This is now because you've seen more wrestling over the last weekend than I have. Yeah, it's definitely match of the weekend for you.
100%.
No touching.
100%.
Good.
Not even the rest. There's nothing else even close.
Good. I'm delighted I was there for them.
Absolutely. I know, and there was some fantastic matches that we're going to get onto now with other cards, but like, but you have to respect what Fight Factory have done, in the sense that like they've really stepped up their game. They want to now become like up there with the top promotions.
Yeah.
And they have did that, and now like that show like is going to be one of the most talked about, like obviously one of the most talked about in the whole weekend, which isn't an easy feat considering all the other shows that happened this weekend.
That was on, yeah,
exactly, especially in Ireland when you look at like Martina's gaff party, and which is Martina leaving now for Japan, which is fantastic for her,
yeah.
And then Defiant, which is a history making event, and this is right up there.
Yeah.
I can't say, like, I don't know if it's fair to say it's the best show overall, like, because like all of them are certainly have all had very positive contributions, but that one is the one that is probably the biggest. Oh my god!
Yeah,
like all the rest of them are like is history making in the sense, or it has a particular specific event, but this one just creeped out of nowhere and kicked us in the ass. That's the way I could describe it.
Came out of nowhere. I'd say more kicked you in the face.
Literally.
Would you? Why would you say that?
Kicked us in the face.
Kicked you in the
pile
face.
drive us in the head and put us through Lego.
Yeah. Exactly.
There's nothing there to say. So we honestly, from everyone who worked in that show, kudos to you guys. Big round of applause. We'll join together with that, because it was a class show top to bottom, and I really cannot wait to see what you guys have in store now for July. So
exactly.
So awesome show. Like, real credit where it's due.